Come on in.
Hey, how's it going? What can I help you with? Well, while you're trying to figure that out, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name's Professor Paul Oren. Been teaching at Valpo since 2005. Got my degree here in 2002, came back, and got my master's in 2009. Let me know if there's anything that I can help you with. Been teaching here for 9 years now. I started in the fall of 2005, a couple of years after I graduated from Valpo. Graduated with a degree in broadcast journalism, went and worked at a rock radio station. After that, I said, I really want to go back and be a sports writer. That's what I went to school for. Got a job at the Northwest Indiana Times as a correspondent, sports correspondent, and started teaching right away. Kind of grown over the years as a professor. Started as an adjunct faculty member, teaching a handful of classes. Went through graduate school and now teach full-time. I teach classes in journalism and radio, social networking, public speaking, intro to communication, and a lot of our sports journalism classes as well. My role is twofold. One, I serve as a professor, so I'm in the classroom with the students. But two, outside the classroom, I serve as an academic advisor. I'm the focus representative for our students, so I meet with them as their incoming freshmen, and then I work with them throughout their 5 years, and help them pick their classes, help them get involved in the right extracurricular organizations, things of that nature. It's my job to try to make sure that all of our students understand what we have to offer for them, and I go out of my way to make sure that we get everybody involved so they can leave the most marketable individual as possible. Yeah, I've been the faculty advisor for WVUR for the last 9 years. I was a student manager at WVUR. This upcoming school year, I'm switching over to The Torch, the student newspaper, but I'll still work with WVUR quite a bit. Both of those organizations mean a lot to me. I worked with them as students, and now as a faculty member, I kind of oversee both of them to some regard. Looking forward to spending some time with The Torch and working with the students that work at both of those organizations. I think my vision for the communication department starts and ends with our students. Any student that walks through our doors, to help them get a job. That's what they're paying for. That's what students come to school for, is to get preparation to get a job. It's my job to get my students a job. That's the investment they make at Valparaiso University when they come here, and it's my job to help them out. My job to help them take the right classes, get in the right major, get in the right organizations, do everything that I can to make sure that when they walk across that stage, they're the most marketable individual possible. Internships, job opportunities, things like that. So that's our vision, and that's what our job is here at Valparaiso University. I have always said that the day that I stop relating to the student is the day that I pack up my office and walk out the door. I think I'm 34. I still am young enough that I think I understand what students go through. I went through it as a student here myself. I also work at a newspaper, so I know what students are going to be entering into. I know what job field they're going to be entering into. I sat in the same chair that they sat in. I've been a student here at Valpo. I know what that's like. I went through the job search. I went and got a job at a radio station. The same kind of process that a lot of my students are going to go through. I've kind of lived that life. I think that what I bring is a vision of this is what it's like out there in the real world. I took a break after college. A lot of people I work with went to school, graduated, went to grad school, graduated from there. They went and they got their doctorate and they graduated from there, and then they started teaching. I didn't take that same path. I kind of went and worked, I guess, in what we call the real world. Worked at a radio station. I work at a newspaper now. And I think if I can take that ability and that experience, take it into the classroom, that can help relate to the students a little bit more. The day that I stop relating to them is the day that I walk out. I think I spent a lot of time trying to get my students to think about themselves, and I have a lot of fun with that with some of the assignments that I give in the classroom. I love telling my students that they have to give up social networking for a week. It's my favorite assignment to give because when I give it, the shrieks in the classroom are just fantastic. Yeah, I give another assignment where I ask them to list their 5 favorite songs and what those songs mean to them. A lot of assignments that talk more about who they are as individuals than any kind of, textbook knowledge. I think I go through and I try to test my students, not necessarily on memorizing book knowledge, but I want them to learn about themselves. And I think once you learn about yourself, you have a good chance of learning what the world can do for you.